But 60 years ago, I had no idea. It wasn't even on my radar. And so we need to remember that we have new members coming in all the time. We had 30 new members in July plus. They don't know who I am. They don't know who our area directors are. They don't know who our new member orientation team is. We've got to show up, and we have to keep showing up because our audience is ever changing. And if we don't have champions out there doing what they do and can do very well, we're gonna have some membership loss. We're gonna see some challenges. And so I really, and honestly, the team believes they can be a difference maker in District 50.
Welcome to D50 After Dark. I'm your host, Mickey Bennett. In today's episode, you will be having one more conversation, at least for the time being, with our District Director, Kimberly Ross.
I think it's been a minute since we've last chatted.
It's been a few. I've had so much fun having all these conversations with you, Kim. And today, I know we're going to have a conversation about a topic that's near and dear to you. You've mentioned to me several times that you see area directors as club champions.
I do.
Now, area directors are club champions. That's a phrase that's kind of enticing, it's compelling, and it makes me want to know, what the heck do you mean when you say an area director is a club champion?
So here's an interesting fact about me, and it's not a good one in my opinion. When I was an area director, I don't think I did as good of a job as I could have or that I should have. I had a lot going on in my life. I was really busy with my day job. And ultimately, my clubs paid the price. Now, I worked a lot with a lot of my clubs. In fact, one of my clubs wanted to fold. I convinced them to not. It's harder to get 20 members than to stay at 8. And so we worked that. But here's what I have learned, and here's what I see on a regular basis, is that our clubs are craving connection, mentorship, partnership, friendship, any ship you can think of. They're craving it. And I know that there are clubs out there who haven't had an area director come and visit them in a while. And some of them just recently had their first visit in a while. I was talking to somebody not too long ago about when you're doing a report for work, or when you're doing an assignment for school, or whatever that looks like, and you know that someone's going to inspect it and look at it and take a peek, you usually do a little bit of a better job. You sit up a little straighter. You're a little bit more polished and ready to go. And if I know that my area director is going to be coming, I'm going to make sure that I am on my very best. I want all of my members there. Or I want to make sure that I'm sharing with my area director my reality. And the goal here is to be a champion, to be a trusted, in my industry, we say it a lot. It's probably overused, but we say trusted advisor. So be a trusted coach, be a trusted person that I can be vulnerable with and share that, you know what, it's not going well. I need a club coach. Or my area director can say, you know what, you qualify for a club coach. Let's go to Club Grove. You guys go. I'll help. I'll be your advocate because clubs have to request their own club coach. But let's see what we can do. Or let me help celebrate. Let's post it on the internet. Let's talk to Kim and let her know that we want to put you in What's Up Wednesday for why you Toastmaster or what's going right in your club or in your world. Our area directors are the liaison and the person that is between Kim and the trio and the senior 7 and the division directors and the club. And I was just at a TLI literally 3 days ago, and someone said, well, what do you do in the district? They didn't know who I was. And that doesn't bother me. If they don't know who their area director is, that's where I think we've got to really step that up. And to be honest with you, all of the division directors know that that is a passion of mine. And what is really great is it's also a passion of theirs. I really feel that this is a year that our clubs are going to feel more support than ever. If they're not, they need to let me know, let their division director know. But our area directors are on fire. We're already starting to see visits and things and feedback coming from our area directors, and they're on fire to doing an amazing job for these amazing clubs that deserve every ounce of that attention.
Yeah. So you said a lot there.
I did.
You did. One of the things I heard is that there's a lot of support and resources that the district has available for clubs.
We do.
And an area director can really play a key role in connecting with clubs who may not be aware of that support and those resources, connecting them to the district to get that support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, that's the whole point. Because if you're, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, right? When you're at the bottom of the barrel, looking up sometimes can seem so far away. Or if you're cruising on cloud nine, sometimes you forget to stop and smell the roses. And there's everywhere in between. And we want those area directors in Eastern and Frontier and Plains and Metro and Southern and Town North to really lean into our members and our clubs. I mean, think about it as a consumer. What have been your better experiences when you have someone guiding you, or they're like, good luck with that?
Yeah.
What's a better experience for you? I mean, I like to be with people who I know are vested in me and my growth and my potential. That's my preference.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely it feels great to have somebody who seems to know how to have success and is there to help you achieve that success.
Absolutely.
And that's I think what an area director as a champion can be.
Absolutely. And our goal this year is to really help those area directors and division directors shine, because next year we need more area directors and more division directors. And the thing is it can be as fun, fulfilling, and rewarding as we make it.
And you mentioned that one of the things an area director can do is they visit the club. They're doing a club visit report for the district, and it's kind of a way to have the club get excited and put their best foot forward for their area director.
It is.
But I would venture that an area director doesn't have to just go to the club once every 6 months, do a report, and that's it. What other things can a area director do in the club meeting to support the club?
They can take a role. They can hold a role as a role holder. In fact, I know our area directors and division directors, whenever they're going to a meeting, put me in where you need me. If you're short a timer, let me know all time. If you're short a Toastmaster, let me know. I'll Toastmaster. There's so many things that we can do. If there are guests, we can help lead them to the water and drink. If there are new members who are curious more about Toastmasters, we can share our experiences with them and help enrich that enthusiasm and bring it more to the forefront.
One thing that I did as an area director, and I've seen a lot of area directors do, is preside over the officer installation at the beginning of each officer.
Yes. When I was a division director a couple of years ago, that was one of the things that the team that I led was very passionate about. There were 2 scripts, we were sharing them. Other division directors, we were all networking together to make sure that we were really trying to reach those clubs. And actually, one of the division area directors that I had such a good relationship. The following TLI, they came up to me and was like, hey, they were one of the best area directors I've ever had. And you know what it was? They showed up, they communicated, and they gave them the information that was needed at the right time so that they felt a part of this district. If I'm on an island, I don't know what's happening. But if I have a direct relationship with my area director, that's all I really need. I mean, I definitely want to maybe know who the district. When I was in McAfee, I didn't know who more people were. I knew that Susan Thomas came to see us as one of our area directors, and there was a guy who came and judged us at one of our very first club contests. And I didn't know who he was, know who he is now. But 60 years ago, I had no idea. It wasn't even on my radar. And so we need to remember that we have new members coming in all the time. We had 30 new members in July plus. They don't know who I am. They don't know who our area directors are. They don't know who our new member orientation team is. We've got to show up, and we have to keep showing up because our audience is ever changing. And if we don't have champions out there doing what they do and can do very well, we're gonna have some membership loss. We're gonna see some challenges. And so I really, and honestly, the team believes that they can be a difference maker in District 50.
You mentioned something that made me think. I've seen area directors often be the chief judge for the club contest.
Area directors have been chief judges. They've been contest chairs. They're definitely motivating their areas to all participate. They're big cheerleaders. They're bringing everybody in, and they're finding roles for people to serve. And again, it goes back to fun. If we're having a good time and I have to, give 3 hours of my time up, it's not so hard when I think, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Mickey in ages. We're going to get to time together. I'm in. Because now I get to connect with you again, and we get to talk about this podcast or whatever. Or, hey, remember when I saw you at Fall Festival and we had a picture together? Those are moments that we make together. You don't do it unless you're experiencing and living those memories and living them.
So it's clear that area directors have a big role in the success of the clubs they're responsible for.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a lot of ways they can do this. And we've touched on some of those. I'm curious. Maybe if you've already said this, maybe re-emphasize it, but what do you see as something new, a new direction we're taking the role of area directors in to get even more impact out of their role as a champion for the club? Or see what I'm asking?
I do. I think what you're asking is, what are we going to do that's new and improved or new and exciting that maybe we haven't done before in the realm of an area director? And I don't know that it's new.
Yeah.
I would call it maybe back to basics.
Yeah.
The basics are, I'm an area director. I have 4 to 5 clubs in my charge that I care for. And I'm not only going to show up for you on a regular basis, but I'm going to be curious about you. And I'm going to get to know your culture. And I'm going to get to know the personality of your club. And if you need help or you want new ideas, let's brainstorm together. And then not only am I going to be there for you, but when the division director asks, hey, tell me about your clubs, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you should know X, Y, and Z happened. Or if something really great happens in one of those club members' lives, they can say, guess what, D50 cares. Or if something sad happens, guess what, D50 cares. Now, D50 can help reach out to that person in that club. But if we're not present, sometimes we miss it. We miss an opportunity. And I believe it's more back to basics. It's about being that champion to that member and to that club. We can do anything together.
How often would you recommend the area director visit their club?
I know that some people say like twice every 6 months, but I would honestly say once a month, 4 times every 6 months, maybe 1.5 times. I just think that the opportunity, it's an opportunity. You get out of it what you put into it. And I think we've just been discussing, having fun, building connections, networking. You never know who you're going to run into. And it's always a nice surprise. I've never been overwhelmed or unprepared because it's a safe place for me too as a leader. It's a safe place as an area director to learn how to lead. and to practice some process and roles that need some repetition and some guidance.
Yeah. When I was area director, Ed Meisner told me to visit each of my clubs once a month, and I did that. And I tell you what, it was a lot. That was a lot of Toastmaster club meetings for that year. And so I'm reluctant to tell area directors that they've got to attend every club once a month because it is a lot. However, if you can do that, wow, it's great because my club benefited from that attention that I gave them. And that year was one of the most important years in my development as a leader.
Tell me why.
Well, I think one of the biggest catalysts for leadership is taking responsibility for something or someone. And so I took responsibility for each and every one of those clubs. They were going to be successful, whether that was being distinguished, whether that was not collapsing, whatever success looked like for them, they were going to have that success. And it was me that was responsible for it, in addition to the club officers, the whole team. But I'm not trying to take away from what they accomplished themselves. I'm just saying, in my own mind, taking on that responsibility was a big part of what turned me from, someone learning about leadership to someone being a leader.
I really think that you said something very important, and that is that it's not easy. It's okay to be uncomfortable, and it's okay for us to stretch ourselves. It's okay to say yes to something that you know nothing about. When you're open to the possibilities, things happen. Things change in your life. They shift. They evolve. And what I hear people say that is, I'm not hearing you say you regret it.
No, definitely
I'm not hearing you say you didn't enjoy it. You're just saying it was a lot. But you owned it, you leaned into it, and you're a better person because of it. One of the things that one of the division directors that's leading this year that I admire so much is that they're never afraid to take on something new. Don't know how to do something? Excellent, bring it on. I'm ready. Because what that means is that at the end of the journey, it may not be the end, but they're going to know more than they did when they first started. And they're a better person because of it. And I just think that not only is there an opportunity for an area director, but it's an opportunity for the division director to also understand it. And what I think is magical is when they start to peer lead together on these meetings and they start to vibe off of each other. Now I'm not having to help them write a report. They're helping each other because, hey, did you know? Or I experienced this. Have you tried it? I'm doing a president's meeting where all the presidents get together in my area, or all of the, oh, I didn't know that. How is that working for you? Oh, let me just tell you what happened the other night. Now we're talking about things, and it's another way for us to traverse the district and get better and rise up a little bit. I'm probably saying it a little bit much, but rising up, showing that respect and that integrity. Where is our service to each other? And most of all, maybe not most of all, but where is the excellence? And it doesn't have to be perfection. Excellence can come from being proud of who we are and the job that we did, and understanding that there was growth in that opportunity in your journey. I think that that's key.
Area directors are club champions.
I think they are.
Yeah. Well, we've talked a lot about this topic, and I'd like to leave our listeners with some kind of call to action.
Let's do it.
Now, I'm putting you on the spot here because I didn't warn you, but what topical call to action do you have for our listeners?
I would just say that this is the year that we get to make it what we want to make it. I'm not a real big resolutions person, but I am a person that believes in second and third chances. I believe in offering of grace and kindness. And I also believe that Our clubs and our members are resilient. They all have a journey. They all have a story or stories. And my ask of them is lean into the district, lean into your club. If you haven't heard from your area director, reach out. If you're having a challenge with that, reach out to your division director. Sometimes our emails are wonky. And as a district director, why do you Toastmaster? I want to know, why does Mickey Bennett Toastmaster? Why are we here? Is it just because I'm trudging along to that meeting? Heck no. It's because I'm having fun and I'm getting something out of it. But I need to know. I want to know. I want others to know. Why do we invest so much time when we're spending time with our friends and colleagues and peers? And we always are saying, how can I help you? I want to know why. So lean into your district, lean into your leaders, lean into your clubs, show up, and just bring your 100% A game. And when you can't, have someone who can help you get there.
All right. Well, words from the mouth of our district director. Lean into the district. She wants to hear from you. She wants her area directors to hear from you. So get out there, use those communication skills, and talk to all the leaders around you. And we're going to have an amazing year.
We are. We're off already to a great year.
All right. Well, Kim, it's been so much fun. Thank you for joining us for these 4 conversations. And heck, we don't have to wait another year to have you back. Maybe we'll have you back in 6 months.
Let's do it.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you, Kim.
Thanks, Mickey.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. It's been a wonderful episode of D50 After Dark. We'll see you next time.